Now, I'm not going to get into this particularly. It's not even considered the topic for today. I just want to kind of put an addendum to the thing that's been bothering me ever since I mentioned it about 2 weeks ago. The whole charade escapades behind the whole Gamergate thing has gotten worse since the Zoe Quinn thing. As we know from last week, or the week before, somewhere in there, when Phil Fish's, basically everything Phil Fish owned was supposedly hacked. It's still up in the air if it was actually hacked or not, because the ISP is claiming he's the only person that accessed it at the time he's claiming it was hacked. So, either way, it's bad news for him because of a lot of the documents that got pulled off of his computer into that meantime. Oh boy. There's three reasons I'm not going to get way into this. One is because there's some people out there that have better information about this and can explain in better detail, so if you want to know about it, just search it. Two, I don't really want to focus too much on this horrible stuff that's going on in the gaming community, because as much as it hurts it, I would rather focus on the positives when we can. I know we've given several companies like Capcom and Square and Nintendo and EA and all sorts of people a lot of crap for some of the stuff they've pulled, but more often than not, we try to forgive them. This, I don't know, can be forgiven because these are more individuals than it is the gaming industry as a whole. But
I can usually forgive a gaming industry, but it's really hard to forgive a single person.
Mm-hmm. What this is basically about is the discovery that Fez was funded by a specific group of people that ended up being the same group of people that runs the IGF and the IndieCade. And what this means is the two biggest, basically, promotional agencies, the promotional spheres of influence there is in gaming. Everything that comes through them is pretty much what we all play afterwards, is because they're the ones that kind of press it out to everybody else. It's not a PR network. I'm really explaining this bad, and that's why I said there's better people for this. But basically, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that have been funding specific games, and these specific games have been more or less rigged to win, and it's cheating all of these other game makers who throw money to get into these things, and it's using their money to fund their own personal projects, and then having not perfect anonymity, but yeah, it's a racketeering basically, and it's huge. I mean, I cannot stress how big this is, and especially over Fez itself. There's just so much evidence to prove that all of the bad stuff that happened to Fez, you know, like the situation with Microsoft where they would not let them patch the game because of that little game save bug that they had and all that type of stuff. I'm starting to wonder if it wasn't a little bit of karma.
Yeah,
this is awful stuff.
Sounds like it.
And just to make it all the better, because once again it points fingers at a whole bunch of, not necessarily specific people, but PR departments and parent companies behind places like Gamasutra and Kotatsu and GameSpot and all those type of stuff. Yeah, you will not be surprised that you do not see any of these people reporting on this. Now, there's also some people that complain that this is just shadow conspiracy stuff. This doesn't actually exist, and since I am getting it from sources that should be reputable, but you don't know, there is that. And I'm already talking longer about this than I meant to, so moving along, but at the same time, there's some bad stuff out there, folks, and it's probably going to hurt the indie gaming market a lot worse than I was first expecting with the Zoe Quinn thing, because this is the type of stuff that gets presidents impeached. Because, yeah, people may be going to jail.
Nobody's ever going to impeach anybody anymore, apparently.
Now, we will be covering this other topic in the news story, because it's an interesting one, largely because it's a rumor that's being taken very seriously by people that I wouldn't normally expect. And it kind of close to home to, especially me and Grover, about the fact that, supposedly, according to an inside source who's in the know, quotation, Wall Street Journal has stated that Microsoft is looking to buy Mojang. Now, on the one hand,
anybody can be sold.
Notch and one of his partners had both previously said they are not in this for the money, they are in this for the games, and so there is no point for them to even consider selling out. So that alone makes me think that this story is some sort of, I don't know, hoax. But even if it was, you have to admit, for somebody that has put together a game that is pretty much, I don't think we're going to see really that much more Minecraft expansion beyond where it is right now. I mean, there's people rebuying it for the next gen system. systems, and there's been some trouble getting them on the PS4 as I understand it. But still, I think Minecraft's gone about as far as it's going to go, which is still amazing when you look at it. But
yeah, it's a mind-blowing that where it is right now. I mean, I just can't believe it, like that. I'm like, how did this game get here?
We were some of the early adopters. It was just barely after it started getting famous because of Valve and stuff like that. But still, if somebody makes something, pretty much got what they were going to get out of it, and continues on with other projects, and is getting basically handed $2 billion for something that's kind of in their past, wouldn't you take it too?
Unfortunately, yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they're selling out, and then there's good market strategies. You can always go... All of these guys are quitting the businesses they started to start over with a smaller business again. There's no reason why Notch and the other guys can't do the exact same thing, unless they're getting bought with it, which that would be a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Troubling, too, because we were just talking about Bungie last week.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that I've heard, if I had time, I'd make a list, and these are the people that I knew and even one point talked to at one point in chat rooms that said, I'll never be like that. That's exactly what they are now.
It's hard not to when the money's there in your face.
When you start,
and it's real.
Even I, when I was doing telemarketing work, I said I would never be like that. And most certainly when I was doing telemarketing, I was definitely doing, if a company said, hey, if you guys do this, or, if we give you this much money, will you do this? And we're throwing ourselves at them to do that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, money. You throw out money at somebody, they will do whatever you want.
It's controversy nonetheless, even if I do personally believe this is all just brouhaha.
Yeah, it may be. I think so too.
But the only other thing that really pops to mind is I would really like to have the show maybe divvy off a little more than it has. I've really slacked off on the game playing thing. I even started the one that's just me playing games normally like Grover does. I haven't even got into that yet. So me talking about this is probably absolutely stupid. But still, I would like to see a lot more of like Etna and the Prinny and stuff like that doing things on the show. We've talked about maybe doing some skits and stuff, just little short animations that we throw together and goofy stuff. Mm-hmm. I would still like to do that. So
there's a very good chance I'll be going on Hitbox.
Ah.
So yeah, very soon I'll probably be on there all the time doing stuff.
So you may be back to streaming again.
Mm-hmm. I like it because the Hitbox has if you talk on Hitbox, I'm going to respond almost instantly instead of you send chat and 4 years later I finally notice and respond.
Yeah, I've never understood why the delay on that was so huge. It's almost like they're sitting there with a censor button, like the old TV shows where they did everything live and they'd have it delayed a little bit.
That's also why I think they did that, for you could properly censor.
But they don't actually watch and censor the channel, so what would be...
No, they don't. It was a bandwidth saving thing. That's why they did it. It's stupid.
It's better than YouTube's been acting for me lately. Throwing me into 144p every time I try to watch something. That is obnoxious. I am not on a cell phone, people. Heck, I think a cell phone would take better than that at this point, even out here in the half boonies.
My damn... those Nintendo Entertainment Systems from 1983 have a better resolution than this.
They did too!
I know!
Okay, so maybe not because they didn't have a lot of colors. Yeah, there is that. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of a weird anniversary. Like I said, we didn't really do any big spectaculars going on here. No. But you can follow us on Twitter, and you can contact us with email at PrinnyCast@gmail.com. We're planning on being here for yet another year, as far as I know.
Year.
Whoa.
Can you hear her in the background?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For a while now. Been background enough, it's okay.
I'm surprised you didn't hear stuff from my background.
There was a little bit of that, too. It just sounds like we got a party going on in the background. That's cool.
Oh, no!
That wasn't an encouragement. No. So we'll see you all next time, and hopefully some interesting new stuff coming into the future. Just because I'm acting kind of lazy with the show lately doesn't mean that I'm giving up on this channel, guys. So don't worry about that. So, till next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.